Girl, there is only 90 days left in the year, and I want you to make the rest of 2025 the best quarter. Now, I want you to know that what has happened up until this point in the year does not matter. Unless you've had an exceptional 2025 so far, then I do want you to embrace that. Congratulations. But if it was horrible, I want you to let that go. Whatever has happened up until this point does not matter. If it wasn't the best, that's fine. You no longer live in that reality of the past quarters of the year that wasn't the best, because quarter 4 is going to be the best. Q4 is all about setting yourself up for a great closeout of the year and a great start to 2026, because as we all know, that is around the corner. Now, how are we going to do that? I want you to focus on 3 goals, 3 tangible goals, 3 realistic goals. Chances are, if you've been setting goals throughout the years and you haven't been accomplishing them, chances are you have not been intentional about setting them and making them realistic. So that has probably led to you procrastinating, not being effective, not hitting your targets. Enough of that. You are going to pick 3 goals, such as elevating your career, getting fitter, saving X amount of money, starting a business, whatever. But you are going to make sure that within this goal, you are going to make it tangible for the next 3 months. So if your goal is to get fitter, okay, what does that specifically look like for you? Is it you want to drop X amount of pounds? Because by New Year, you could be down 20 pounds. That's 100% realistic. It's not realistic for you to drop 100 pounds in the next 3 months, right? Is your goal to save, $1,000? That's realistic for some. It won't be realistic for you to save $1 million if you are not making that amount of income times 4, right? Little things like that. If you want to start a business, okay, what would be realistic for you? Maybe having an MVP set out within the next month, having, your customers, X amount of customers within the next couple of weeks. That I want you to write it out, and I want you to be extremely intentional. Now, the next thing I want you to do is break it down into actionable steps. So that way you can hold yourself accountable. Again, using fitness as an example. If your goal is to lose X amount of weight, okay, well, are you getting in your hour-long cardio on a daily basis? Are you making sure that you consume no more than X amount of calories for your goal weight? Are you ensuring that you're hitting, X amount of protein? You want to be very intentional. So that way you have actionable steps that you can embody every single day, because the entire purpose of picking these 3 goals is not only so that you can achieve them, but so that way you can reinvent yourself and become the person that is able to reach these goals and more. Now, once you've broken these down into actionable steps, you ensure that you check off each one of these tasks on a daily basis. Now, I get it. This can seem like a lot, especially if you haven't been the most effective up until now in the year. However, I want you to make sure that you know that consistency is the most important thing. Even if you're not able to do every single thing on a daily basis, but you do most of the things that will get you closer to these 3 specific goals, hey, you're ahead of the curve. You're compounding your interests, you're compounding your effects, and you're going to be closer to your goal than not. Now, the last thing that I like to do when I know that I'm reaching for a goal, I have something that I'm striving for, and I just want to make sure that I hit my target, is that I get an accountability partner. So I have some trusted friends who I know will always be honest with me if I'm not hitting my goals. I let them know that, hey, I am needing to get back on my cardio. I've been missing the gym for the past couple of days, right? So if I don't, make sure I hit the gym every single day, then I owe you $50. Little things like that, right? Accountability partners help you check in. If you prefer, you can also use ChatGPT on a weekly basis and say, hey, this is my weekly review. Let me show you what it is that I've done on a daily basis, what I've missed. And ChatGPT will literally be trained to hold you accountable. And the last thing that I want you to consider doing is literally dropping your goals, what you're working towards, your 3 specific goals in the comments. And I promise you, we will hold you accountable. That's all I have for you today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, beautiful. Bye-bye.